Cinemassacre's Monster Madness.
Today we're going to talk about The Terror, starring Boris Karloff and Jack Nicholson. So director Roger Corman was working on filming The Raven. Now Corman, of course, was the B-movie king. He made movies cheap and he made them fast. Well, he finished The Raven a little earlier than expected. 2 days early, in fact. So rather than sending everybody home and letting those 2 precious days go to waste, he decided to make another movie using the same sets and the same crew. There wasn't even a script, but they had Boris Karloff, so the idea was just to write his scenes, film him, send him home, and figure out the rest later. And what do you know? The result was 2 days of footage with Boris Karloff that didn't make any sense. So Corman dumped this mess onto several other directors to finish the movie. They were writing the script as they went along. One of these directors was Francis Ford Coppola, not one of his proudest moments. Even Jack Nicholson directed his share. The guy wasn't even famous for acting yet, and here he was directing. The finished result is a mishmash of 2 things. 1, people walking around in dark rooms, and 2, people explaining new plot twists every other scene as if 10 different M. Night Shyamalans were involved. We have a witch who's trying to get revenge on a baron who killed her son, but finds out the son killed the baron. Meanwhile, the son thinks he's the baron and says the servant killed the son. But since the baron is the son, I would think that means the servant killed the baron. A little overridden? I would think so. The witch has a woman under her control who she turns into a hawk. But the main point is that this woman who is also a hawk also looks like the baron's dead wife who the baron murdered. So the witch is trying to send this dead wife look-alike to the baron to make him think it's a ghost, go insane, and commit suicide. Oh, and Jack Nicholson, what does he do? Well, he plays the same role as the audience, trying to figure out what's going on.
There are doctors who can free you from this.
From the dead.
You might think maybe it makes more sense if you see the movie. Well, you can give it a try if you want.
I am possessed of the dead, and with it the dead.
You're a warm, living woman. Who has told you these things?
The dead.
Things happen at pure random. The witch, for example, gets struck by lightning. What the hell happened? The lightning came out of nowhere like we're playing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. fucking Hyde. We do get to see a hawk pecking someone's eyes out. This must have been pretty gory for 1963, the same year as Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. What is The Terror anyway? Is it the witch? The woman? Or how about the beginning scene right before the credits? Karloff opens a door and out comes a skeleton. Never again is it seen or mentioned. Maybe that was the terror. Or wait, I got it. Maybe the terror was the feeling every director got when they were given the task to continue this clusterfuck. You can tell the directors were gathering different horror cliches and just throwing them together. Even Roger Corman, in the height of his Edgar Allan Poe phase, seems to be trying to emulate something like Poe would have written. It's so typical of the genre, and with a title like The Terror, it could only be more mediocre if it was called horror. In spite of all that, the gothic sets and creepy atmosphere give it charm. It's public domain, you can buy it on DVD really cheap or even download it legally for free, so I'm sure that its availability has helped its cult status. Boris Karloff does a great job as always, except when he's in a fight. You can't blame him, he wasn't cut out for physical acting this late in his career. Jack Nicholson's performance is decent, but you'd never suspect the future star that lied within. It's a good movie to see if you're curious to how Nicholson's career got started and how Karloff's came closer to its end. Out of all the movies that Jack Nicholson's famous for, I wonder if anyone's ever talked to him about this one. If I had the chance, I'd say, man, you gave me the terror.